Hey there, welcome back to A Sexy Confident Life. It's so great to be here with you again for this episode number 48. I can't believe that I am almost up to 50 podcast episodes. You guys, when I started this podcast, my intention was to just start sharing some of the small tips and some of the life habits and strategies that I was learning every day in my own life, and just kind of share more of the ongoing personal development and growth that I was doing. And now that we're here up to almost 50 episodes, I'm going to have to do something really special for number 50. But now that we're getting here, I find myself digging even deeper now into even other areas of our life that are seldom talked about, even in my products and my programs that I teach in the Sexy Confident Woman Formula, or even in high performance coaching. And today it brought up one of these big topics, and that is the people pleaser syndrome. I was thinking about why so many of us get so frazzled and stressed out and overwhelmed and overworked, and sometimes just simply beside ourselves. I talk to a lot of girlfriends and a lot of moms and a lot of people that are just like, I just can't keep up. I just can't do enough. It never seems to be enough. I just don't know what to do. And I find that to be very, very discouraging and hard. And I know that there's a way to avoid it. But a lot of times it comes down to, what are we doing and what kind of principles are we setting for ourselves to set ourselves up for success and not stress? And I think that it comes back to this idea of really suffering from being a people pleaser. I think a lot of people have like such good hearts, especially women. It's like you want to make everybody happy, right? I know so many people pleasers, and I almost want to like wring their necks sometime and be like, stop, I'm good. It's all good. You don't have to worry. And I know that they're doing it not just for me, they're doing it for everyone in their life. And so I know that after a while, that's got to be exhausting. I mean, sit back and ask yourself right now, am I suffering from people pleaser syndrome? I'm calling it the PPS. It's like a virus. And I know that it's important to care about others, to make others feel good, to show that we are there for people that we love. But there's a difference, because they always say in every situation, you've got to put your oxygen mask on first before you put the mask on others. Because if you're suffering, if you're struggling, if you're suffocating, you can't really serve others to the best of your ability. And it's kind of unnoticed for a little while, right? You might notice people in your life that, you think they're a little stressed out, a little overwhelmed, a little worked, or maybe you feel that way right now. And over time, it builds up, and all of a sudden, snap, you lose it. You flip out at somebody. You completely quit something. You break up with someone. It's like all of a sudden, right? Nobody even knew it was coming, but you probably did. It was only a matter of time. And the reason I talk about this is because I believe, and I hope that you'll begin to also believe, that you can be loving, caring, helping, and nurturing, and also be all those things for yourself at the same exact time. And the reason I think that we can do that is for 3 different strategies that you can implement into your life to start taking ownership and saying, okay, 1, I've got to set boundaries for myself. I don't think enough people have boundaries. If you think about it, I think the number 1 boundary I had to set early in my life was with friendships. I had to accept, being one of 6 kids, that my immediate family was always going to be a priority over friends. I just knew it, you know? I mean, maybe if you're a single child or you're from a small family, your friends were your family. And so your friendships had a big role in your life. You spent a lot of time on friendships. You put a lot of energy and effort and attention into your friendships. But I had to draw the line, and I had to say, no, friendships are important to me, but my family is more important to me. And so I had to draw a boundary with friends and say, like, yeah, I'm available up to a certain point. I can't be there for every wake and whim of your life, every up and down, everything, every twist and turn that you're going through. I can't be that friend for you. And my friends know that about me. They know that if they send me a text message, they might not get one back that day. You know? And my family even knows that about me. I've had to draw boundaries with my family. Family will definitely try to take advantage of any type of energy and attention that they can, right? But for some reason, some families do it more than others. And I believe it's because there's been no boundary set. There hasn't been a clear communication of what is okay and what is not okay. What is over the line? What is asking too much? And I think it's important, especially with friends and family, because as we get older, we have more responsibilities. We play additional roles in life. Whether you are getting married and now you're a wife, that's a major role. The family has to understand that, you know, your significant other might come before them. They got to be okay with that, right? They have to know, hey, we're doing this holiday. You need to know this because it's important to both of us. It's communication, and it's setting those boundaries up so that nobody gets mad, nobody gets disappointed, right? You don't feel guilty inside or stressed out that you're, you know, missing something. You know that your family understands because you've set those boundaries. I think it's important too with volunteer work and other things that you're doing. You have to know, okay, well, what is the limit that I'm setting for myself? And if you do this, one strategy alone, it's going to completely launch you forward with being able to take better care of you and the roles that you're playing in life versus frazzled, stressed, all over the place, trying to please everybody in every situation that isn't necessarily your responsibility to do. Am I right? Are you feeling me? Are you starting to kind of get on board with this? Because I know if you really got people pleaser syndrome, if you're suffering heavy from the PPS, this is going to be very difficult, especially with number 2. And that is establishing what is vital to your self-care, your survival and happiness. That's doing a little bit of journaling and a little bit of list building or work on what is it that's vital for you to be healthy and to be happy and to be pain-free, stress-free, guilt-free, whatever it might be. Have you taken some time to really think about what is most vital for you in your life? Like, what do you need the most? What are the essentials that you need? And have you asked for them, or have you given yourself permission to take them, to do them, to practice them? I know that I hear this all the time, people stressed and, you know, they don't have enough peace and quiet in their life, or they don't have the energy, you know, that they need, or they never get the girl time that they want. And those are things that, you know, that are draining them. Those are areas that you're falling short of your own needs. And if you write them down, if you see them in front of you, if you know exactly what it is that you need most, You can communicate that to the people that you might get help from, or who you might delegate other things to, right? So if it's energy, when you're just like, oh God, I need some energy, and the reason I don't have it is because I got no time to make breakfast in the morning. I'm skipping breakfast every day. So my own self-care is suffering because I want to make sure I get everybody else taken care of in the morning, except for moi. That doesn't seem fair to me. Does that seem fair to you? Does that sound like you're putting the oxygen on before you're giving it to everyone else? No. So do yourself a favor. Establish what is vital, what is absolutely vital for your self-care, your happiness, your, not just survival, but thrival, baby. Talk about that a lot in the Sexy Confident Woman formula. It's like, let's not just survive life. Let's thrive through life. And you can do that. But do you know what that looks like? Do you know where you're falling short? Do you know what is causing you to fall short? Have you set the boundaries in the areas of your life that might be draining too much of your time and attention and your energy? And then the third thing I want to talk to you guys about is deciding what roles you can sacrifice in order to be better at all of your other roles. And this is really difficult to do. I've done it before multiple times, and I always reevaluate this in my life. But listen, write down all your roles, and I'm talking every role that you play. Everything from housekeeper to laundry attendant to cook to CEO or whatever so-called profession, to wife, to girlfriend, to daughter, to mother, to friend, right? Every role that you play. You might volunteer, you might be a video host, a content creator. Write down all your roles, like the major roles that take up time and energy and effort and attention from you. And you play these roles almost every day, if not every week. Okay? So if you're volunteering once a week, if you're cooking 3 meals a day for your family, if you're doing everybody's laundry, if you're cleaning the house, if you're working full time, if you're always, available to your parents when they call, if you're always that sister that is there when anybody needs anything in the family, if you're the friend that everyone can count on, what are those big roles that you play? You know what they are. And you cannot legitimately do any of those roles really well if you have more than 6. It's like the golden number. If you've got more than 6 roles going on in your life, you are struggling. You are suffering. You are going without oxygen, my friend, because you're giving all your attention and energy to too many things, and you've got to draw the line somewhere. I remember when I did this and I really looked at my roles and what was really vital to me, what were those 6 roles I would not give up, right? What I cannot survive without. And to be honest, being the cook in my family, it wasn't necessarily something I wanted to give up because I value my nutrition over most things, maybe more than my marriage. No, it's close. I'm serious. Taking care and nurturing my body with food and fuel is so important to me. Unless I can afford to hire a personal chef who's going to cook the healthiest foods for me, I'm not giving that role to anybody else. I don't trust anybody. My husband doesn't know how to cook, so forget about it. And it's something I love. So it's something that nurtures me. It gives me a break from everything else that I do, right? I cannot stop being a CEO. I love being a CEO. I love running my business. I love being a video and content creator. I would never give that up, right? So there's 3 roles already. Wife was number 4. I don't want to give that up. I love my husband, Vito. We have the most fun life together. He's my best friend. He's the one that I love talking to the most. I mean, he is my go-to guy, right? For almost everything that I used to get from all my friends and my family and my extended family. I have that with Vito. And I know it sounds harsh, but I had to stop being available as often as I was as a sister, as a daughter, and as a friend. And I communicated that. I'm like, guys, I'm building my business. I have to really pay attention to that growth and my roles there. I have a husband, and we're married and we're growing this life together. I had to give up gardening. I love gardening, but I had to hire gardeners. There's no way I can garden this property that we're living on. I do little things like water and stuff like that, but that's just nothing, right? But I used to garden my whole property when we lived in a smaller place. What else did I have to give up? Housekeeping. I had to give up housekeeping. And you know what? It bothers me how other people clean my house. I have to suck that up and be like, ugh, they didn't do it the way I would have done it. But as we all know, we cannot play every role. And if housekeeping was a role that I had to hold on to, I'd have to let something else go. So think about how many roles you play and make sure that you can sacrifice some of the ones that aren't vital to your thrival, right? And to your happiness. And then make sure you start to establish what is vital. Like, what are those things that you need for your self-care, right? For your overall, happiness. And go back to setting boundaries. Boundaries, my friend, are going to save you. And it's all about communication. And this is what I feel is missing. Some people don't yet have that courage to talk to others about what they need, right? To tell other people. Maybe it's even your husband is saying, hey, babe, I can't do your laundry. I don't have time. I don't have energy. I want to make you happy. I want to be a good wife. But guess what? You're a grown ass man. Luckily, I never even took the role upon myself to do someone else's laundry, right? I'll probably have to do Luca's laundry when he's born. But guess what? I am not going to make that a role unless it is forced upon me. Hopefully, I can just throw all Luca's stuff in Vito's laundry basket and he'll do it, right? Because honestly, we have to set boundaries for ourselves. And we've got to do it with the best of intentions, and all that love and all of that attention that we can give to our roles are going to be enough. You've got to believe that it's enough from you to play 6 different roles in this world and be okay with that and communicate to the other people or other things that you just love them, but you don't have the time or the energy to give them everything or to make it your priority. And people will understand. They've got their priorities. They might not be suffering from the PPS like you are, right? But if you're suffering from the people pleaser syndrome, I highly encourage you to take on these 3 strategies and take action today, because there's nothing worse than feeling guilty or overwhelmed or stressed or unable to care for yourself due to the fact that you care for others and that you want to help others, because you should be able to do that, right? Awesome. Well, I hope today was a great conversation and a great topic for you to be proactive in helping you move forward in your life with more energy and more vibrancy and less guilt and less stress and more peace of mind, because that's what I truly wish for you. So I hope you go out and take action today. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.